Chapter 1. An Unlikely Duo. Ellie Miller was known for her wit, sarcasm, and clumsiness. She had a knack for tripping over her own feet and dropping her coffee mug on a daily basis. But she also had a reputation for being one of the best private investigators in the city. It was a cold, rainy day when she walked into her office, her trench coat dripping water onto the floor. The phone rang, she picked it up, and the case began. "Miller Investigations," she answered, trying to sound professional despite the fact that she was currently mopping up the puddle she'd created. "Miss Miller, I need your help," said a man's voice on the other end. "My brother has been kidnapped by the mob, and the police are not doing anything. I heard you're the best in the business." Ellie's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "I'm on it. Meet me at my office in an hour." Meanwhile, across town, Detective Fox Jones was in a foul mood. He sipped his black coffee and scowled at the raindrops sliding down the window of the police precinct. His day was not going well. The chief had just assigned him to a kidnapping case that seemed destined to lead him into the underbelly of the city's criminal world. The only silver lining was that he would be working with a private investigator, but he had never met her before, and he was not a fan of change. Chapter 2. The Meeting. When the man arrived at Ellie's office, he introduced himself as Thomas, the missing man's brother. Ellie listened carefully as he explained the situation. His brother Henry had gotten mixed up with some dangerous people, and now he was missing. Ellie promised to do everything in her power to find him. After Thomas left, Ellie received a call from Detective Jones. They agreed to meet at a local diner to discuss the case. As Ellie approached the diner, she tripped on a crack in the sidewalk and nearly fell into a puddle. She cursed under her breath and straightened her coat. Inside, Fox Jones sat at the counter, hunched over his coffee mug. He looked up when Ellie entered, a half-smile appearing on his face as he watched her shake the rain from her coat. "Detective Jones?" Ellie asked, extending a wet hand. "Call me Fox," he grumbled, shaking her hand reluctantly. "Let's get down to business." Chapter 3. The Hunt Begins. Over cups of steaming coffee, Ellie and Fox exchanged information. They both had leads, but neither had been able to make any real progress. They decided to pool their resources and work together, despite Fox's grumpiness and Ellie's penchant for disaster. As they chased leads through the city's dark alleys and seedy bars, the pair began to form an odd sort of friendship. Fox found himself begrudgingly admiring Ellie's quick wit and her ability to get information out of even the most tight-lipped suspects. And Ellie, for her part, began to see past Fox's gruff exterior to the intelligent, dedicated cop underneath. One night, after a long day of investigating, the duo found themselves sharing a bottle of whiskey in Ellie's office. The conversation turned personal, and Fox revealed that he had once been married, but his wife had left him because of his obsession with his work. Ellie sympathized, admitting that her own love life had suffered due to her career. They both knew the risks of their chosen professions, but neither could imagine doing anything else. Chapter 4. Closing in the case took a turn when Ellie managed to track down a low-level mob enforcer who was willing to talk. He confirmed that the mob had indeed kidnapped Henry, and he told them where he was being held. Fox and Ellie knew they had to act fast. They assembled a team of trusted officers and planned a daring raid on the mob's hideout. As they prepared for the assault, Fox pulled Ellie aside. "Listen," he said gruffly, "I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but I want you to know that I've got your back. Let's bring Henry home." Ellie smiled at him, touched by his sincerity. "Thanks, Fox. I've got your back, too." Chapter 5. The Rescue. The raid went down in a blaze of gunfire and chaos. Ellie's clumsiness actually proved to be an asset, as she accidentally knocked over a stack of crates, creating a distraction that allowed the team to storm the hideout. In the midst of the chaos, Fox and Ellie found Henry, battered but alive, tied to a chair in a back room. They cut him free and led him to safety as the rest of the team took down the mobsters. Back at the precinct, Fox and Ellie shared a celebratory drink, their earlier animosity forgotten in the glow of victory. They had their disagreements, and their methods were certainly unconventional, but they had proven to be a formidable team. As they clinked glasses, Ellie smirked at Fox. "You know, for a grumpy cop, you're not so bad."
"And for a clumsy PI, you're pretty damn good,"
Fox replied, smiling back. The unlikely duo of Ellie Miller and Fox Jones had solved the case and saved a life, their unique partnership proving that sometimes opposites really do attract. And as they walked out into the rainy night, they knew that this was just the beginning of their adventures together.